puns and thinks that they're all wrong. One's American and one is an Aussie. Talking about StarCraft 2 and the esports scene.
Do you do an intro or something? Or?
Usually I'm too exuberant, and then Summicron's like, dial it down, dude.
Yeah. It's a Saturday. You gotta lower it a little bit.
Yeah. Wait, did you say it's Saturday?
Well, it's my day off.
Oh.
It's my Saturday.
Should I introduce myself or?
Time travelers. Problematic. All right. Well, I guess this is another edition of the Falcon Paladin Hour. We have a special guest with us today.
Hello.
And his name is JLC. Why don't you introduce yourself, JLC?
Hi, I'm JLC. If you're in Falcon's Discord, you probably see me. I talk there all the time. Or if you catch me on Twitch, it's Clark1010. And if you ever see, I assume most of you watch the Brood War on Sunday or whatever on the YouTube. There I'm Nemesis. So I have a bunch of names, and Falcon always mixes them up. But it's all me, so...
Yeah, because JLC is one of those people that has a different name for every single website and social media network he's on. So it's kind of hard to keep him straight, but I'm getting better at it.
Well, yeah. I mean, it all makes sense. Eventually, I should try to get it all down to one. But I mean, JLC, those are my initials. And, if you can put two and two together, then there's Clark1010, which is my surname. So
sure, but the Nemesis one, though, come on.
Nemesis, yeah. That comes from a PlayStation game called Dizgea. I don't know if you ever heard of it. There's 100 of them now, I think. Anyways, there's a secret weapon called the Nemesis, and then the secret weapon is the Nemesis Mark II. So that's why I'm Nemesis Mark III, and you always think I'm it says Nemesis Kill, but it's MKIII. So
right. Yeah, no, I get you. I don't know. I just feel like being consistent online is something that I want to do, but I shouldn't enforce that on anybody else. So.
Well, yeah. But that being said, you also are. I think it's a little different in the sense because you have your brand, right? Like the Falcon Paladin, it's Twitter, Facebook, streaming. You all want it to be the same because it's a part of that brand and that image you're building, right? So.
Exactly. Actually, I've never asked this before. Summicron, are you different names in other places?
Not generally.
Okay.
At most, I'll throw an AT at the front. That way I can say I'm at Summicron.
Yeah. Actually, I've been meaning... Do I know that? Why is there an AT in front of your name on Twitter?
Yeah, it's so I can say I'm at Summicron, which is an at is an AT from Star Wars.
Are you even that much of a Star Wars fan?
Yes. Also, AT is the initials for my website.
Oh, that's true. Good call.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. All right, so good stuff. Tell me about how winter's going in Australia, Summicron. How is it this year?
It's cold,
but
it's always cold. Yeah.
Excellent, good. You ride your bike all winter, yes?
Yeah, generally, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What is your preference, riding your bike in the winter in Australia or in the dead of summer in Australia?
I mean, they both suck just for different reasons.
Gotcha. So they both equally suck, is what you would say?
No. I think winter sucks slightly more because it's harder to keep warm.
Yeah.
When it's summer and it's hot, it's really only hot if you stop in traffic. Once you're moving and you get the airflow, it's fine.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. So that's the majority of your experience, I would assume. Is moving.
Depends.
Well, sure, depending on the lights you hit and stuff.
Yeah.
Fair enough. How about your experience in Canada, JLC?
Oh,
what do you prefer?
Well, I mean, in our winters, you can't really ride bikes. There have been actually, since I've moved up to Ottawa, I do see there are people who have the really, really big fat tires, and sometimes they're on their bikes, which to me is always kind of silly because if you fall, there's so much ice. But yeah, I mean, right now we're obviously having summer in this part of the world, and I think we just officially hit our 6th heat wave of the year already, something like that, and which is a day I think that goes above 35 degrees Celsius. I think it will qualify. So, yeah, we are boiling alive.
Child's play.
It's Canada, man. Leave him alone. He's really far north.
Fair. That is fair. 35. degrees Celsius.
35 is like 7 a.m. in Australia in the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Excellent. So you've had a very hot summer. You're sick of it. I recognize you're complaining in Discord. Hopefully it starts to cool down a little bit, but we still have the whole month of August to go through. So.
Yeah, I just wish that I had a pool or some way to get cold. But I mean, with everything that's going on now, it's just going to be sitting in the room in the AC to try to beat the heat these days.
Excellent. Sounds like you have a plan.
I do.
Very good. Glad to hear it. Meanwhile, down here, yeah, same thing. I pretty much just sit in my house all day with the air conditioning. It's wonderful. Sometimes I go outside and it's horrible, and I get back inside as soon as I can. That's pretty much my experience. I mean, that's the thing about, like, I don't know, in 2020, if you don't want to be outside, you don't have to. Like, if it's winter here or summer here, I stay inside where it's climate controlled. I go into my garage, and then I get in my car, which is climate controlled, and I go where I need to go. And, like, the coldest or the hottest I ever get is, I guess, walking from the parking lot to a store, or from the parking lot into my office building, and that's it.
And you don't have a pool, correct?
Correct. No pool.
Okay. I was going to say, if you had a pool, that'd be nice, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't need the upkeep required for a pool.
Yeah, it's
I already
true.
got 3 kids. I think I'm good. The kids require enough upkeep as it stands. Yar. Anyway, so this concludes the weather portion of the podcast. I hope everybody really enjoyed that part. I know you look forward to it. In other news, StarCraft is happening. Hooray! That's the good thing about being an esports fan as compared to a ball sports fan is this whole COVID thing doesn't really matter. Like, it's so much easier to social distance in an esports situation than if you're playing something like football where you're constantly, like, up close and personal with other dudes.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
So, GSL Season 2 is ongoing and has been ongoing for weeks now because that's how GSL rolls. We've finally, after getting through 2 entire group stages, starting with 24 players, we are down to the playoffs, which is the final 8. And wouldn't you know it, we have actual racial, harmony here.
Well,
It's 3 Protoss, 2 Terran, and 2 Zerg, which is as good as you're ever going to get.
Okay. Yeah, the distribution's a little messed up, though, because it's going to be the first round, or the first matches are going to be DRG and Inno, so ZT, then Dream and Rogue, TZ, then we have a TP with Ty and Parting, and then a PvP with Trap and Stats. I would have been nice to see one of those Protoss mixed up with a Zerg. I would have liked to see a PvC, but maybe we'll get that way in the final.
Yeah, it's going to have to happen in the final if it's going to happen at all. I mean, I don't know. Again, pretty much as good as we're probably going to get. The only mirror matchup we have is that one in the little final Trap versus Stats series. The rest of it, ZVT, TVP. Like, that's pretty great. Again, a PvZ would be nice, but again, there's potential in there. I think especially because, I don't know, I guess it depends on how well the Terrans play here, but Dong Regu versus Innovation is going to be a rough series for Dong Regu. He's playing super well. Like, I'm really proud of him. I've talked about him on the podcast before. Somicron did not buy in to the return of Dong Regu, which was fair. I'm wondering, what are your feelings on Dong Regu now after his performance in Group A?
Well, he 2-1 TY and special.
He did.
So if anything, it's possible.
All right.
For him to beat Dinner, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so there you go. I think that, I mean, honestly, if anybody in the world ever says about you, I think it's possible you can beat Innovation at StarCraft. I think that's the greatest compliment anyone can ever give you as a StarCraft player, right?
Perhaps, yeah.
Yeah? I mean, I guess you could say, I think you're going to win the World Championship, and that would be another step up, but...
Maybe.
I think most people, including all professional StarCraft players, would be happy to be told that they can beat Innovation in a best-of-5 series, so...
It's true.
Dong Regu coming back strong after taking his leave of absence.
His retirement.
Yeah, which is the weirdest thing. It wasn't military. He was just like, I'm done. Just walked away from it, retired, and then just came back. So he doesn't count as a military guy, which is, I wanted him to be the first guy to come back from military and kick butt, but
that'll be
he doesn't
Tasia.
count. Yeah, it's going to have to be Tasia.
He doesn't still need to do his military, does he? Like, he's not going to leave in 6 months to go and do that, is he?
I mean, I think everybody does, and he hasn't done it yet, so yes.
Has he not done it, though?
I don't think so. I think it would have... I looked over his Wikipedia page, because I was looking for this the other day. I was like, where... why was he gone? And it wasn't military, and I didn't see anything in here about while he was retired, he served his military service. So, I don't know, maybe whoever is writing this stuff, again, Liquipedia entries aren't encyclopedic. They don't have all the information you'd ever want. And I mean, in fairness, this little biography we have from DRG, which again is huge because he's won a ton of stuff, basically ends in 2012 with him getting beat by Rain. Yeah, with him getting beat by Rain in some tournament, and that's it. It's just like OSL in StarCraft 2. He lost, and that's the end of it. And it's like doesn't even talk about him retiring, really. So I don't know. Maybe while he was away, he did his military service. Entirely possible.
Maybe.
It'd be nice. Because it would totally suck if he came back and he was awesome, and then, yeah, like in 6 months, he's like, all right, see ya. It's good to be back for a little bit, guys.
I think, how old is he? He's 29, yeah. I think he has to have done it by now. Because you have to have it completed by the time you're 30, I believe, and it's a 2-year service. So I assume he's done it by now.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what's weird, though, is Flash? Like, he was supposed to do his military service last year, and he just never did it.
Really?
Yeah, he's 28 as of now. Yeah, as of earlier this month. So he's barely 28. So I guess maybe he still has time to do it. But, like, there was all this stuff about him retiring and doing his military service, and then he just never went anywhere. Like, I'm still not sure what happened with him in the Brood War scene, and nobody I've talked to has been able to explain why he isn't gone. There was this whole thing. He's retiring. He's doing military. It's sad. It's an end of an era. We're going to miss him. But then he just, like, kept competing and never left. So I honestly don't know if there's some, like, unofficial, this country of Korea is like, it's better for the country as a whole if Flash plays StarCraft than if he's in the military.
You can appeal for a referral, like to refer it, defer it.
Deferral?
Sorry.
Okay,
Yeah. So I know, like, Pro Gamers got a lot of exceptions a while back, but
who else?
I don't know if there's a list anywhere, but I've heard it from Tastosis Talking While Casting.
They haven't named any names?
No.
Okay.
Not that I can think of.
I'm just asking because I've never heard of that happening with anybody before. That's crazy. All right. Well, yeah. If players are getting deferrals, then sure, Flash is. I think he would earn one in that case.
Well, I'm just looking quickly on Google here. I just looked it up, and it says that Flash said he was going to stop playing because he has pain in his hand and his shoulder. So maybe it was a medical deferral. Like maybe he wasn't fit for military service.
He can't shoot a gun because he's got shoulder pain. That makes sense.
Yeah, that's all soldiers do, shoot guns.
Huh?
Yep.
I mean, what else do you want a soldier for, honestly? You think they do, like, IT stuff?
I'm sure there is some portion of the military that does, yes.
No, yeah, I've got a buddy who did IT stuff for the U.S. military a few years ago. He's like, keeping servers alive in Iraq sucks.
Don't doubt that, yeah.
I was like, I believe it, man. It is hard enough being like an IT manager in a place that doesn't have sand everywhere all the time. So, good times. And heat. And like he said, cooling was a nightmare. So anyway, yes, I imagine the Korean military also has IT personnel. Wasn't it Polt? We had like video of him just playing StarCraft when he was in the military anyway.
Probably. I mean, they're not allowed to play. They're just not allowed to compete.
Yeah. But you'd think they would keep their skills up. Like, why is it that nobody comes back and is awesome?
Well, because they can't dedicate as much time to it, right?
Fair. Yeah.
And I mean, 2 years is...
It's just...
Oh, I'm sorry.
How much can they play? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, in 2 years, like, a lot can change and the meta can shift a lot. So, you know, I could see why it could be harder to kind of get back in.
Yeah, no, that's entirely fair. I don't know. I want someone to do it. So, Tasia, pick it up, man. I know you're listening. I need you to win something awesome here in the next couple of years.
Please, Tasia, you're my favorite player.
There you go. Do it for JLC, not for me. Do it for Terrans everywhere. And also, if you can do it while making a lot of battle cruisers, JLC would appreciate it.
Perfect. Although his micro on his Marines is what I remember him being great at. So even if you want to do it on bio, I'll accept that. But
Okay, that's fair. But I mean, that's every great Terran player. Like, who's the great Terran player that's like, and their Marine micro was garbage?
Good point. I mean, it's kind of the basic unit.
I mean, I guess you could just mech every game, but I'm not sure how viable that is.
Who was it? Who's versus? It was Tasia versus someone. I think it was Tasia versus Solar or Rogue. On crikey, what map was it? Might have been Everdream or like Eternal Empire or something like that. And Tasia just stims his entire ball of Marines into a ball of Banelings, and they all die. It was not good control.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's not even a question of the meta shifting. That's just like, hey, remember Banelings? They're still here. Yeah, that's brutal.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I cast a game where Innovation basically opened up Battle Cruiser against Cyril and then moved into traditional mech with tanks and Thors and stuff, and then swapped over to race car mech. It was like the most transition-y I've seen a Terran player be in a while. It was kind of awesome, actually. Like, he's like, all right, so this traditional mech stuff is not working out for me. Let me switch over to something more mobile. And the game went on for another, like, 15 minutes. He was really good with it. I'd never seen NO play a race car before. It seemed more like a European Terran thing, but he was doing it. He was getting his work done. But then Cyril was Cyril because he's a monster. And Cyril won anyway. So,
True facts.
yeah. So I guess it's possible. I guess if NO can take Cyril to 25 minutes, then there could be a Terran player who just mechs all day. It's more viable now probably than it's been for a while. Actually, is Ruff happy? Because like for a long time, Ruff was super pissed off at how bad mech sucked. Is he just like all of his streams, he's just like weeping with joy?
Does Ruff still play?
Last I heard, again, he was complaining about the state of mech constantly. And I don't feel like that was a long time ago. Like last year sometime? I don't know if he's like actively competing and stuff. But I think he still streams. Hold on. Twitter. Yeah, he was streaming earlier today.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's still GM. He calls himself an unorthodox Terran Grandmaster. I should look. I should watch one of his VODs and be like, how happy are you about the state of Terran today? Because he's got to be the happiest he's been in like 2 years. Because for a long time, Mech was garbage. But
Well, I mean, he's probably very happy that you can cloak buildings.
yes, good transition. Why don't you tell us about cloaking buildings, Somicron?
So it's the 10-year anniversary of StarCraft 2.
Yesterday, yes.
Yeah. And so they had a new patch, and the patch broke some stuff. Notably, Terran buildings and the command center. It can lift off. You can try to put units inside of it, which it can take sometimes. Other times, it might disappear inside itself.
That is insane. So, like, I saw a tweet from Nice Username about this first.
Same.
I mean, leave it to him to be the one to find something crazy like this.
He didn't find it. Someone else found it, and then he replicated it.
Gotcha.
That's what that tweet is, yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, basically, you can put a command center inside of itself, and it disappears. We have, like, video of this.
Yes, I've done it personally on ladder.
Yeah.
I confused a Korean, like, significantly, trying to talk to him in English, being like, yes, I was just testing this, and he's like, testing what? Like, this, he didn't understand very well.
Were you on the America's ladder?
Yes.
Did you tell him to go back to Korea and stop beating up on everyone on the America's ladder? Anyway.
No.
So does this just make them invisible, or is it untargetable as well?
Invisible.
No, untargetable. It's
Both.
not just invisible.
Yes.
Yeah. But I also found that the bug extends a bit further than that. For instance, you can load a planetary into a regular command center. It doesn't appear as loaded. Like, it's not, you can't click to unload it, right? It doesn't have an icon in its, like, drop compartment.
Oh my gosh.
But it is in there, and I also managed to suck up a missile turret. So I think any building near a command center command center, when you try to load SCVs into it, can get sucked into it.
I don't even.
But I then floated that command center into a Zerg's base, and when they killed it, the planetary and the missile turret popped out when they died in their place. So.
And the planetary started firing and stuff.
Yes.
Holy crap! Like on creep?
No, because I wouldn't have been able to land the first command center.
Amazing.
Oh, okay. But what about this? What if you fly it over and they kill it while it's flying?
I don't know.
We need to test this.
We should test this.
Dude, that would. I mean, that would
I
win
can
the
load it.
cheese for all time and eternity. You just float the CC into the Zerg base, and they're like, "What the?" And the queens kill it after like 10 minutes, and then a planetary plops down and just starts firing.
Yeah.
I need to see this. I think.
I mean, we can load up the StarCraft and play a little 1v1.
Deal. We'll do it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's exciting. So if you load things into the command center that aren't supposed to be in there, if you kill the command center, stuff pops out. So that's weird, but like doesn't really affect gameplay that much. I don't think.
Except the fact that you can load things that aren't supposed to be loaded in.
Right. But like the bigger game breaky thing here is when you load a command center into itself and it disappears. As someone in Discord said, it gets sent to Brazil.
I mean, functionally accurate.
Yeah. In which case, the Terran can force a draw.
Yep.
Because the way you beat StarCraft is to kill all your opponent's buildings, and if you can't kill this building because it's invisible and untargetable, then Terran never has to lose a game ever again.
I don't see the problem here.
I mean, it's also very boring for the Terran to like force a draw that way, because I did this on ladder, and I lost all my SCVs, and then I realized I had no vision on the map anywhere. And so I was just talking to the guy. I'm like, yeah, make phoenixes and confirm I'm not like floating off into the dead spaces. But I couldn't tell if he had or not. There was no way for me to know what's going on either. Like the entire map was just blank.
Do they have any idea what they did to kind of break this? Like, is it just, were they putting in some kind of visual effect for the 10-year anniversary and it kind of just broke it, or?
We have no clue.
Yeah, no, we don't.
Blizzard
I mean, that's
anything.
the thing is, I don't know what Terran players are testing this capability ever. I mean, this is down on the list of stuff you would test as a tester. Like, even if your entire job all day was to test StarCraft to make sure it wasn't broken, like, make sure that command centers can't be loaded into themselves that is not on the list. I guarantee. The QA team for StarCraft 2 has never had that on their list of stuff to check.
Right, and it's not like you press like the O button, which is the default load button, and then you click on the command center and it like sucks itself in. You lift and then you press O, it issues a command to pull all the nearby SCVs to it, and they load in. But as it starts to float over, it just disappears. Right, so
Yeah.
it doesn't even always happen. Sometimes you can just get your SCVs into the command center. Whoop-de-doo.
Right.
Yeah.
Normal stuff.
So
Yeah.
it still functions normally sometimes.
So,
Incredible.
So
Not even-
you it's not something you can replicate 100% of the times on Omicron, or?
I've loaded into 5 custom games and done it all within the first 10 seconds.
So it's
Yeah.
not consistent, but it's quickly reproducible.
Yes, because all you have to do is, like, if it didn't work, kick the SCVs out and move them slightly nearby, and then land and then lift and try again, right? It's very quick to just, like, keep going at it.
Interesting.
Of course, if you wanted to do that on ladder, you would then be stuck with 12 SCVs, right? And it can be done with SCVs in the command center. They also get sucked into the warp, and, you know, then you're just down SCVs. So you gotta, like, sit there and mine if you want to actually play the game afterwards, and then build a second command center first, which is not a very fun way to play. That's probably the biggest, like, silver lining, is that it's very boring if you want to, like, draw out draws. Right? It's a very boring glitch to do. Like, it's like, well, I'm going to be sitting here for the next hour and a half.
Yeah, or your opponent's like, the game's bugged, and they leave.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah, I think that happens more often than it doesn't happen. That's what I would do. Like, if I was playing against a Terran and I killed all their stuff and I couldn't find anything of theirs on the map, you're like, that's a weird bug, and I'd leave. Like, I wouldn't sit there for an hour and a half being like, maybe they'll come back.
No, I'd be like, oh, this is a known glitch that they're abusing. I'm going to waste their time.
Sure, if you know what's going on, right?
Right.
But
Which
at
I
this
do.
point, I would say most people don't know that's what's going on.
It'll get around.
It will.
Like, I've already seen tons of people on, like... I've seen clips of Parting doing it. I've seen
Oh, that's big.
Pig talking about it. Nathanius has done it. You know, a whole bunch of other stuff.
Okay.
Well, it's making its way.
Yeah, I mean, yes. The more big names that replicate it, the more it's going to get spread around, for sure. Yeah, I mean, again, I feel like it's not often that Blizzard's like emergency day one patch, but I just see this ruining ladder for a lot of people. So I wouldn't be shocked if they patched this out by the time you hear this podcast at all. Yeah. So anyway, it's fun though. It's a fun, weird bug. Again, waiting around for an hour and a half, not fun, but just the disappearing trick is really interesting. First time I saw it, I was like, what is this dark magic? And it is dark magic, so it was appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Black magic. Anyway, back to GSL real quick. This is generally where we make our bets, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
All right, so we're at the round of 8. And there's no Maru, so you can't bet on Maru and be like horribly sad when he loses.
It's true.
So that's good. Can we just talk about Maru real quick?
Yeah.
So he makes it to group stage 2. And you're like, all right, nice job, Maru. Looking good.
Oh,
Top 16.
Hold on. They've this just in from the news chopper in the sky. They've disabled ranked matchmaking play at the moment.
There you go. Patch fix incoming.
Yeah.
Yeah. So by the time you hear this was an incredible overestimation.
Yeah. Also, that video I just put into the chat is real. Someone loaded a BC into a command center, and it can fire.
And it fires.
Yeah.
Do
Amazing.
you have to kill the CC first?
I would imagine so. Yeah.
Holy smokes! This is the greatest. The most memed bug of all time. Look at this.
Oh my god. There's more. Like you can load in bunkers that are loaded as well.
Oh wow!
And drop
So
them.
like you could.
Greatest bunker rush of all time.
At that point, you just tap out. Like, yep, I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's a TBT. You just do it right back to him. Anyway, back to Maru.
That is the greatest cheese potential I have possibly ever seen. That's hilarious.
No, you should do that to Protoss, so then they know what it's like to feel cannon rush. Just like, this is what it's like.
Yep.
Good times.
Incredible. Are you just watching it over and over, JLC?
I just watched that one a couple times. I'm more like the one that he sent first with the battle cruiser, but it was pretty interesting.
That's fair. Who's making sounds?
So I'm just.
I can't hear anything.
Is it in your home, Falcon, or?
Maybe it is. All right. That was weird. All right. Anyway, back to Maru. As is tradition, Maru either completely underwhelmed or completely overwhelmed expectations. But yeah, he made it into the round of 16, where he promptly, and by promptly I mean really quickly, lost 2-1 to Solar and 2-0 to Trap.
Yeah.
It's not even a how at this point. It's just a why, Maru? Why do you tease us so?
I just keep thinking back to the time he lost 2-0 to Mia Micah. And
Can't forget that one.
if people are wondering, well, who's Mia Micah? That's the point.
Right. We're not going to tell you. Look him up.
Yeah.
So anyway, Maru's out. Can't bet on him.
Nope.
All right. So here's the thing about the Zerg representation here. Dong Regu looked good. Rogue, on the other hand, looked really kind of bad against Stats, getting 2-1'd. The one game that he won being basically a 12 pool that he just overwhelmed Stats with Wings in like a... I don't know, kind of a gimmicky way. I didn't feel like it put him on the same level as Stats. So anyway. But then he came back 2-0ing Zest on the other side to make it through and getting into that last spot for the playoff. So what I'm saying is I'm not feeling great about Rogue winning this thing. Feeling better about Dongregu, but again, I'd like to see his ZVP as he was great against some Terrans in the second round. He did 2-0 Deer. And then 2-0 Deer again in Group D. So, unfortunately, Deer is not here.
No. And if he wins his ZVT, he'll likely have to either play a ZVZ or another ZVT.
Yeah. We don't know how his ZVZ is either because he ain't played any of that.
No.
So what I'm saying is I'm worried about picking any of the Zergs involved here.
I feel there's a clear favorite.
A clear favorite?
Yes.
Is it going to be Innovation?
No.
No?
No.
Oh. Who's your clear favorite?
TY.
What? Why?
I mean, A, he won the last season of GSL.
He did.
B, he's basically got a freebie in the first round.
Fair.
And then Trap or Stats? Come on. TY can take Trap and Stats. And at that point, he's probably going to have to verse Innovation, and I think he's better there as well.
Well,
I think he clearly beats Stats.
Uh-huh.
Wow, okay. I mean, Stats 2-0'd Cure in the last group.
So, it's Cure.
Cure made it to the finals of GSL last season. If you're assigning so much to TY making it and winning the whole thing, him taking second place has got to be okay.
Yeah, it's fine, but we had this conversation a couple weeks ago. I don't consider Cure's success to mean much more than a fluke until he wins, right? Like, I do not believe in Cure. He was more of a freebie than Potting is.
Okay, all right. Cure, I hope you're listening.
He's not.
Somebody send him this clip. Somebody tweet it at him like 100 times a day.
So then, Falcon, let me ask, who do you see or who would you want to take it all? Do you want DRG to take the whole thing?
Yes. I think Dongregu winning the whole thing would be awesome.
Interesting.
The only flaw with this plan is it's a Zerg player, and everybody is sick to death of Zerg over the last 2 years. So, like, that's the thing. Being a Zerg fan right now is, like, you're kind of tamping down your enthusiasm for certain players because everybody hates the race that you root for. But, I don't know, the fact that GSL Season 1 was an all-Terran final, I mean, a Zerg winning isn't going to be horrible, I don't think.
So who are you
Like, if
picking?
the Korean Zergs were as dominant as the European Zergs are, then yes, I'd be like, I don't know about Dongregu winning here. I wouldn't feel great about it. But no, the Korean Zergs have not been fantastic in anything in 2020. So for Dongregu to do it would be Korean Zergs striking back for Korean Zerg players everywhere. That's all.
Okay.
So I'm rooting for him, but I just got to say, I think Innovation is your favorite here.
You don't want to take Dream?
No, Dream is not my favorite here.
Okay.
How about you, JLC? Who do you believe in most?
Honestly, I was going to hope that it would come down to TY or Innovation, or ideally TY versus Innovation in the final.
Yes, the second TVT final, obviously.
Well, I mean, that's just my preference, but just looking at it, like, it's funny, before Somicron was saying that about TY, I was looking at the bracket, and I'm like, I would put my money on TY. Of course, I shouldn't bet, because as anyone who's seen with Falcon Bucks, I lose every time. So, by me saying...
It's not playing, so...
By me saying TY is going to win, he most likely, will not win. But, my... just looking at it, like... the match I'm most looking forward to is the first match, DRG versus Innovation, because I think it'll be really interesting, just to see what happens. I'm going to hope for Innovation, but I mean, it would be very cool to see DRG take that. But I mean, that being said, let's see, because we got again ZT, TZ. So I mean, 50% of the top bracket's Terran. So I mean, we have a pretty good chance of Terran getting out, hopefully. And then in the bottom bracket, it's 75% Protoss. So I mean, it's kind of uphill for TY. I think Terran trying to get out, but we'll see.
So is there a pick in there somewhere?
I said I was going for Innovation and TY.
You said a lot of things.
Okay, so you want my final pick for who I think is going to take the whole thing?
Yeah, lock it in.
Oh, okay. Innovation.
That's my pick. You can't have Innovation.
Jesus. All right, then I'll take.
Jesus, it's locked in.
Yeah.
All right, good.
I'll go with TY, but I was hoping for Innovation. Of course, I really stopped caring once Tasia got knocked out. But...
Fair.
Good stuff. All right, so traditionally we have bets on this. JLC, you don't have to participate if you don't want to. You're just happening to be here at this point. Last time I lost terribly because who did I bet on? Did I believe in Dark last time?
I don't remember.
I don't either. I'm going to pull it up real quick. Season 1.
It might have been Dark. I think it was.
It was Dark, who promptly got 3-0'd by TY and, like, had to walk home in the rain because nobody was, like, the team bus wasn't going to take him anymore.
Right.
Yeah, so Dark. I'm never believing Dark again, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. World champion and everything, but still. I really don't know what's going on with Korean Zergs in 2020. It's nuts. All right. So anyway, I believed in Dark last time. That's why I have an Australian flag flying in my window. Which, again, I think I might keep just because it's nice if someone's coming to my house just to be like, it's the house with the Australian flag in the window. Because architecture is a little samey around here, and anything that distinguishes you from your neighbors is probably good for that reason.
Fair enough.
All right. So I don't know. What should we do?
Well, I mean, I won last time, so I think that gives me the right to pick first.
Holy smokes. All right. I don't like this. I don't like the sound of this at all.
But here's the thing. I know who you want, but you know who I want. I want TY.
Yeah.
So
I want Innovation.
Okay, good. We're in agreement.
Yeah. I never said I wanted TY. Why did you think there would be disagreement?
I didn't. You just sounded worried that because I got first pick of the players, I would take your guy.
All right, guess I'm
Just to screw you.
Guess I'm betting it all on Dream.
Yes. I mean, what's funny about this is earlier in 2020, Terran was like considered the underpowered race, and people were complaining nonstop about Terran being bad. The tables have turned, man. Protoss are now the complainers. I don't think so. You guys can disagree, but I don't think Terran has been considered the most underpowered race in a long time now. In Heart of the Swarm, yeah. I was there. I was complaining about stuff, but not in Legacy for the last 2 years at least. All right. So, you've picked TY. I've picked Innovation. See, that's a win-win for me. If Inno wins, I'm like, yes, I won my bet. And if Dongregoo wins, I'm like, yes, Dongregoo's winning. This is great. I like this. I've set myself up well.
Right, but we still don't have terms.
We don't. I mean, we could go back to the well of making you sing a Disney princess song that you've never heard before.
It's true. We could.
And I could watch a terrible episode of an anime. I think this is good because neither of us want to do either of those things.
See, the problem is when you watch terrible anime, I have to pay for hosting so people can access it and watch. When I sing, it's embedded into the podcast and everyone gets to see it. I feel like it's unfair.
Wait. You have to pay for hosting? What do you mean?
Well, I have to put the video somewhere so people can see it.
I just put it somewhere.
You gonna pay for hosting?
What is this paying for hosting concept? Just put it on my YouTube channel.
You'll get copyright strikes, and then it'll be set to private. That's what happened the first time.
Oh, you can't just put it to unlisted?
No.
Oh. I could dump it on Dropbox. That's what
That's what I did with the other ones, yes, but you only get so much space, at which point you have to pay for more.
Dropbox.com. How much space do I have in Dropbox?
Probably 2 gigs.
Stop trying to make me download the Dropbox app. I don't want it. Leave me alone, Dropbox. Home. Home's like, here's what you have. At no point are they like, this is how much space you've used. You know, if you wanted me to upgrade my account, there's like 4 places I could upgrade my account, but nowhere where it shows me how much space I have left. So that's fantastic. It'd be a better sales technique if you're like, you have 4% remaining. Upgrade now, right?
It's true.
Am I wrong?
No, you're right.
Yeah. Whatever. Look, if we do that, I will pay to host it. That's only fair. I didn't realize you were paying for that, I don't think.
Wow. GLC, is there anything you've ever wanted Falcon to have to do?
Oh gosh, don't ask what. No, hey.
Oh, so we can get our shirtless stream? Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
See, this is why asking JLC was dangerous.
Hey man, you brought him on, not me.
Wow. No, obviously not that, because you'd probably get in trouble with Twitch.
Yeah, terms of service.
But you could do a shirtless video on YouTube. Right, like there's no rules against it there.
Really? I mean,
They're not.
Yeah, no, you can be shirtless and dudes on YouTube.
Discrimination, man. They won't let girls be shirtless on YouTube.
Hey, look, I don't make the
really?
rules.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen like thumbnails of dudes and they're like swimming and they're just in like their shorts and shit.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, they're not allowed to have topless women. I mean, like, in Canada, at least, it's legal everywhere. Like, you can, as a woman, walk around topless. It's not illegal. There's no, like, decency or indecency laws here.
Right, well, it's not illegal to have a topless woman on YouTube. It's just against their terms of service. Right, those are 2 different things.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, it's weird to me that they would make, like, I don't know. It's weird that they would allow one and not the other.
Society. That's society for you.
Damn you. Okay, so let's think about this. Well, I don't know. Like, I could think about it, but that being said, am I then going to be tied into the obligations of this bet?
No. You're just offering me suggestions.
Oh, okay, I was going to say, because, like, I was going to say, this is a little bullshit if I had to pick third and you guys get to take innovation and TY. It's like, all right, I'm going to bet it all on stats. Like...
That's not a bad bet. Shield of Isle.
Well, I mean, that being said, like, as much as we make jokes here, remember, these are the final 8. Anyone theoretically could win this. Like, you don't get to be very bad, so...
Everyone except for Dream. I feel like everyone has a chance.
Yeah, and I had to take Dream because he's the only Terran left, so that's perfect.
Well, neither of us picked TY in Season 1, so...
Yeah,
that's a good point.
But Samacron took TY and you took Innovation, which means I had to take Dream.
Right. This time.
Okay, so the question is not just then a matter of what is it would I like to see Falcon do. Like, wouldn't that also apply to you if I won Samacron?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you can offer suggestions to Falcon about if I lose, yeah.
So but this is what I'm saying, if I'm putting these in, am I being held to these?
No, you're not, no.
Interesting. Oh, okay, so I get to just kind of sit back and mastermind it, eh?
Yeah.
All right, I don't want to cheap out on the podcast here, but I think I'm going to need some time to theory craft this. To think.
Well, you have 8 hours until the first round of GSL starts.
Yeah, but that only... Okay, so how many are they just going to do... Sorry. So walk me through this. When they start the best of 5s in the quarterfinals, because it's like 8 hours, 5, and how many of the rounds are they playing all 8 players and we're going down to the 4?
They are playing Don Regu versus Innovation and Dream versus Rogue.
Okay, so they're breaking it in... Okay, so theoretically then, we'd still have time. We would know for you because you're in the second part of the bracket. Me and Falcon would know about ours because I had to, again, take Dream because you guys suck. Okay. I'll theory craft and I'll get back to you guys off of... I'll get back to you on Discord of what I could think. Like, not something too bad, but something funny. Oh, could we get Falcon to... Okay, here's what we'll do. So we can't get him to obviously be shirtless and violate the TOS. I want him to cosplay the Battlecruiser Commander.
Falcon, how do you feel about that?
Here's the thing. The Battlecruiser Commander does not have a beard. I'm not shaving the beard.
You can do it with the beard. Like, nobody's...
Doesn't the StarCraft 2 one have a beard on him?
I don't even know what this guy looks like, so...
Unit... Yeah, he looks
Oh
like.
no, I think the StarCraft 2 one has got like a salt and pepper thing going.
Yeah, he's got a pipe and like a cybernetic thing on his ear and eye, but he's definitely got a beard.
So cool.
Why? I mean, if you wanted to do the Terran, or you could still keep the mustache. I mean, do you really need the beard?
Yes.
Fine. Okay, what if we made him braid his beard?
Eh. Because then he just unbraids it when he's done, right?
Well, these aren't permanent things.
Well,
Unless does he have the Australian flag in the window because you won and he has to keep it there? Is that how that worked?
no, he had to keep it there for a month.
Oh.
But he's keeping it there because it's good. But he does also have a permanent bumper sticker on his car.
Actually, it's a magnet, so it's not
Same.
super permanent, but yeah.
Well, I mean, do you intend to take it off?
At some point.
Disappointment.
Didn't we agree to a month? I thought we agreed to a month.
Yeah, but you're keeping the flag. Why not keep the sticker? Well, the magnet.
Because I don't ever ask like people to help. I'm like, they don't need to find my car.
You both have cats, right?
Sort of.
Somicron has a feral cat.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. I was gonna say a cute cat shoot that you guys have to do with the cats, but
No, I couldn't wrangle mine.
yeah, if it's feral, you don't want to potentially get hurt.
How about the loser has to do a 12-hour stream playing through Halo on Lasso by themselves, getting as far as they can.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's no
Like, you don't have to
we're
finish.
accomplishing anything, but sure, we can play it for 3 hours.
I didn't say 3, I said 12.
He said 12.
Holy crap! I heard my brain was like 12's ridiculous. He said 3 clearly.
No, it's punishment.
Right.
Like, I'll even let you pick the title. You don't have to start at Halo 1.
I don't think it matters. I can't do 12 hours. I don't have a 12-hour block of anything in my day.
You
Ever.
can go without sleep.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Just lose more sleep in my day. That's fantastic.
He's already running on
no.
like 2, Somicron. Can't take that from him.
Dude, 3 though. 3 is a lot.
Wow.
Is it, though?
Of playing Lasso? Remember when we did Lasso co-op? And it was like 45 minutes to get through the first checkpoint and we were dying?
Yeah.
And
But-
me doing it by myself is worse.
Right, but it gotta be punishment.
Yeah, 3 hours, 4 hours is punishment?
5. I'll settle on 5. Final offer.
5 hours. Punishment done.
That's at least almost as long as some of your The Last of Us streams, right? So you clearly
but
have
Last
the time
of
for
Us,
that.
I'm not dying every 3 seconds. In Lasso, I'm dying every 3 seconds.
You'll just have to think about it very, very hard.
And I'll still die. Having a great
strategize.
plan is not everything. Anyway. Alright, deal.
Did you want to impose a different rule to me, or you want to make me do that as well?
No, I'll make you do that. That seems fair.
Okay.
I mean, you're
That's
better
fine.
at it than I am, but still.
I might finish the game in that time.
Remember when we did co-op and it took us 45 minutes to get to the first checkpoint?
That was Halo 1. I didn't, like,
Is it that
Halo
much
1
easier for different Halos?
yeah.
Oh. We'll have to research then.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to give me the option.
You remember how I said I did Halo Reach on Legendary by myself in under 3 hours? I can use those same speedrunning strats on Lasser that I did then and get through the game. It's still harder. I probably can't do it like first try as a speedrunner, but with some practice I probably could. If I had 5 hours to sit down and try.
Yeah. I gotcha. Okay. That's funny. All right, deal. Terms are set and complete. Yes. I guess to wrap this thing up, I did catch up on Fire Force.
Nice.
So how many episodes are you through on season 2?
I believe it's 2.
Oh, dang. So I watched 4. I have 4 acceptable or accessible to me.
I think I only have 2.
Well, I'll try to avoid spoiling things then.
Yeah, let me have a quick look. Double check. Yeah, I have 2. Yeah. Also, weirdly enough, only available in dubbed. on
Really?
Anime Lab. No subtitles.
Crunchyroll's got translations, but again, they pay their people garbage, so that explains a lot.
Mm.
Did you see that? I think Weeb came through and posted the video into the Discord.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I am not surprised.
Me neither.
No.
But I mean, if Anime Lab doesn't have translations and Crunchyroll does, I think maybe we can explain that. Anyway.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's good. So I was thinking, we talked about this. Like, Fire Force is the best thing that I watch. I never, ever, ever think about in between episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And forget it exists. And like you told me it was back 2 weeks ago, and I was like, cool. And then I didn't ever watch it.
Right.
I can't figure out what it is. I like it a lot. It's got a good, interesting plot. It's got characters that I like and I care about, and I don't want them to die.
Mm-hmm.
And it's entertaining. Like, I've laughed out loud several times when I was watching those first 4 episodes of season 2.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it. Maybe I need to commit more. Maybe it's a me problem.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
All right, so the first 2 episodes are...
The first one is a crossover with Shinjeki no Kojin. That's right. Could comes Fire Force Attack on Titan.
Basically, yeah. I thought it was more like a video game tie-in. They're like, the monster has 5 weak points. You must take down the limbs, and then you can attack the core. And it's like, where? I've done this before. That's what it is.
No, I was just like, giant, 50 feet tall
Fire monster.
humanoid. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a Titan.
Yes. That was a good moment, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, I was, like, when it came out behind him, I was like, oh. It was good. But I was like, raising stakes is dangerous. Like, how far can you push this before it's like, oh, it's another giant fire demon, whatever, right?
Right. And then episode 2 had Shinra go and investigate Hagu of the 4th.
Sure. I don't remember the numbers at all. I think the 8th is the main one that we care about, and everyone else is like, whatever.
8th is the main one. 5th one is the princess. 7 is the really cool, like, proto-nationalist dudes who just, like, destroy their town every time someone goes infernal and then rebuild every day.
With Benji? Whatever his name is.
Benny Maru.
He's cool.
Yeah, he's cool, dude.
He's cool, dude.
And then the first has the guy with the most unfortunate name, Leonard Burns, running it.
Yeah. Anywho, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait.
Mm.
Tell me what happens in episode 2. I'm getting 2 and 3 mixed up.
He goes to investigate and then gets, like, mind controlled by someone who looks like Iris.
Yeah. And then
then
Arthur stops him because Arthur kicks ass.
Somehow, yeah.
Somehow. That's my favorite part. The dude at the place is like, how are you always so amazing when you're most delusional?
I mean, it's true, right? Like, he believes he looks like a knight, and so his power level, like, goes up by, like, a bajillion.
No.
Then
he believes he is a knight. That's a difference.
Right. But then sometimes he'll also just hold his sword in the other hand.
Right.
Not know why. And be garbage. It's great.
Dude,
he's the Maru of anime.
He's the Maru, yes.
Yeah, he's either great or terrible. Yeah.
Dude, that backstory where it's like, my parents were great, and they taught me about the power of imagination. And one day, they abandoned me in my home when I was like 10. What the crap was that? I'm like, well, it explains why he's so messed up, I guess. Fair enough. I'm down. I believe.
I hope he has a happy ending.
Oh, gosh. Yes. Yeah. So everybody's like, what do we do with Shinra? He's insane and trying to murder everyone. And Arthur's like, I got this. He was great.
Yeah.
You forgot about the calendar in episode 1.
Oh my god, yes. Dr. Giovanni's picture.
Yes!
Oh my god.
That was so good.
Just this tiny little plague doctor's mask photoshopped onto, like, Arnold Schwarzenegger in his prime.
It's like anime buff. It's not in any way human realistic buff. He's like a giant. His shoulders are like 6 feet wide, ridiculous. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, it's like if you took a space marine from Warhammer 40k and made it flesh.
Yeah,
like,
basically.
Giant shoulders, yeah.
I love the moment too where Shinra's like, ooh, that lady's hot. I want to see her naked. And then he's looking through and he's like, what the? It's only dudes for her precinct. Like, yeah, it's an only dudes calendar. And he's like, what?
And then Iris is just behind him like, you weren't looking for something else, were you?
It was
Good
funny.
show.
I'm glad it wasn't a whole episode because I was like, there's not enough material here for a whole episode. But like for it to be the last 10 minutes or so of the first was pretty good.
They covered it again in the second episode too, being like, yep, last place again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they get they sneak a photo of Benny in the bath because he won't pose for anything. Oh my gosh.
Right.
So funny.
I was annoyed when they showed the Company 8's second photo, the one where they lost again, and it's got Shinra in the front of it. They don't have his scar from where he was stabbed through the chest.
Continuity problems.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I didn't even notice that. Come on, guys. Come on, artists.
Be better.
Get with the times. Anyway, it's great. Maybe I'll remember to watch it next week. We'll see.
Maybe.
Of course, I'm apparently 2 episodes ahead of you, so
It's true. You can take a couple weeks off.
I guess I could. By accident, probably. Hey, JLC, we talked about you getting some background information on Fire Force like 4 hours ago. Did you ever do that?
So yeah, unfortunately, like I wish I can contribute to the conversation, but like I was working today, so I didn't have tons of time to, again, if you would have given me a little more prep time, I would have. I did read the wiki article, and it sounded pretty interesting. At first, I looked at a picture, I'm like, oh, it's an anime about firefighters, and that's what I thought it was, is like Yaomushi Pedal kind of thing, but about firefighters. And then I was reading the story, and it kind of made me, like, just from the brief overview I read, it was making me think of, like, Witch Hunter Robin. And this is making me sound like I know a lot more about anime than I do, because I really don't. But
you like to pretend you're not a weeb degenerate, but you are. Continue.
But yeah, no, it just seemed really interesting. Like, from what I'm to gather, there was some kind of global epidemic of fire, and then they've tried to rebuild society, and there's some kind of church, and there's some kind of divisions for people to go and hunt fire demons or something like that. And I was like, it sounds interesting. Like, again, I don't really watch a lot of anime. I'm gonna have a lot more free time now, so as soon as I catch up with Firefly and The Expanse, maybe I'll give it a check out.
You can skip The Expanse. No one really cares.
Hey, enough from you. Yes, continue. I like this plan. It's good.
So yeah, like as I said, like I was sitting there and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have a lot more time, and I wanted to do a lot more streaming, but I realized that occasionally we all need to take breaks and decompress from that. So I was like, yeah, I've had The Expanse on my computer for a while now, and I should look into this Firefly because people seem to really like it. And then like this again, it's like when it comes to anime, like I always just kind of go back and rewatch all the stuff I liked. Like I'll rewatch like Gundam Wing, or I'll rewatch Yu Yu Hakusho, and then you say things like that, and then people are like, you need to watch Hunter x Hunter, and I'm like, I've never even heard of this. But
don't watch Hunter x Hunter. There's like 8,000 episodes.
Oh boy, and that's what I mean. Like I the thing with me in animes is, and I don't know where this falls on the spectrum for it, is I don't really like watching kind of like shonen-y animes where there's 200 episodes. I like stories that are concise, and they seem to go like, I think Japan has a thing where they put them out in like packs of 23 or 26 or 52 seems to be like the average run of an anime. Like they break them up by seasons like that, and they
it depends, right? Like Naruto I think comes out in like 26 episode seasons, but there's like 6 seasons a year or some shit.
Yeah, and like I don't want like a show. The problem with that is you get into shows like where it's just filler, and
right.
It's like that. But I mean, if it's a concise one that has like 20 good episodes that built an arc, I don't mind watching those. Like Black Lagoon was short, and I liked it. Cowboy Bebop's only 20 episodes long? 24. Yeah, so
20. Yeah.
Something like that.
No. It's like 20 episode seasons. Are there like wait? Was there 2 episodes? 2 seasons or 1?
No, 1 season of Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
Weren't there more?
There's a movie.
I I've actually not been able to find with subs.
There's Samurai Champloo, which is kind of like a spiritual successor, I guess.
Sure.
But yeah, no. Yeah, so I unfortunately I apologize. This is just a podcast. I just didn't have enough time to do the research because I was told like, it's like, hey, this is in like 3 hours. Read this, and it's like I'm at work and it's my last day, and I've got like a lot of stuff on my plate at the moment. So.
Nope, that's entirely fair.
So, but
I did forget. This podcast has gone fast. I do need you to talk about Ghost of Tsushima, though.
You want me to speak about Ghost of Tsushima?
You're the only person on this podcast who's played it.
Okay.
And it is new hot content, so getting someone's perspective is important.
Can I plug my Twitch channel?
You already did, but you can go do it again if you
want.
want.
It's twitch.tv/Clarke, CLARKE 1010. That's me. I'm not like Falcon. I don't have a face cam. I go directly from my PS4. So Ghost of Tsushima is a new game. Came out just how long ago? On the 17th. So it's been a little over a week. I would say the closest comparisons that I've encountered of it would be Horizon Zero Dawn and God of War. I did say before, like when I was talking about this on my own stream, I'd be really interested in seeing when they began production of this game, like if it began production after Horizon Zero Dawn, which I think launched in 2017, because it just seems like they looked at it and they said, okay, this was good, we can do it. Anyways, so what to say about it? Third-person action RPG game, again, very akin to Horizon Zero Dawn. Sandbox game, it's beautiful. There's my guy, I'm running around currently, just ducked out in gold. My horse is black and gold. There's a place called the Golden Temple, so it all kind of appeals to me. It's only one time I think I've had a crash on it so far, which is pretty good for a PS4 game. The one thing I was amazed by was it's truly a big game, but you can fast travel between points, and it's almost instantaneous. Like there's not a lot of wait time. Yeah,
that's impressive.
Yeah, like I remember God of War had pretty bad load times because it loaded like everything. And Horizon Zero Dawn, like holy shit, if you wanted to load an area in that game, like you could go get a coffee by the time it loaded because it's so big. But again, it takes, historically speaking, it's about the first Mongol invasion of Japan. I was looking this up today. I mentioned the Discord. I looked up today, actually, the island of Tsushima. Like, it's a real place. It's not just made up. It's about halfway between Korea and Japan. And the island, if you go onto, like, Google Maps and zoom into it, it looks exactly like the game map. So props for accuracy to these guys. It's really fun. You get to have basic, your play styles are broken down between basically kind of being a samurai, where, it's their actual duels, but then sword fighting with different styles. Or you play how I play, where it's just sneaky, sneak, and stab, and you just shoot people with your bow and stab them in the back, because I'm the most honorable samurai in Japan. And
you are. I've seen, yes. Mm-hmm.
It's great. They have a whole game style, but it's really good. They actually just put out the first patch for it yesterday, 1.5. They added a new difficulty, because I remember you were watching me at like the first area, and you're like, these guys look terrible, and it's like, well, they have like no armor, no skill, and I'm just cutting through them, like, because you play as your individual's name is Jin Sakai, and he's an actual samurai. But then as you move up the island, the enemies become tougher and tougher. You have armored enemies, you have a mix of different types. Like in the beginning, it's just basically dudes with swords who run straight at you, and then the tactics evolve a little. So it is really fun. Like I would highly recommend it. I was speaking to a friend, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna wait till it comes out on PC." I don't think it's going to come out on PC. I think it's going to forever remain a PS4 exclusive. However, I thought that about Horizon Zero Dawn, which is apparently coming out soon. So it might be a couple of years if you're waiting for PC. But if you do have a PS4, I would recommend it. I have a basic PS4, or I have a Model 2, but not the Pro, and it seems to load fine and look great. So I mean, if you had a Pro, I could imagine this game just being really great. I've heard I've read comparisons. Some people say they think it's like Red Dead Redemption, or that one that came out last year, I think. I've never played that game, so I can't speak to that. But again, it is a big open sandbox world. If I had this, I'm really loving it. Like I said, all day I'm just sitting at work, and I'm just like, I just want to get off here and go stream. I will say though, it can take its toll on you and kind of burn you out, because if you play like me, where you like to kind of do everything up to you, or that you can at that point, it just can burn you down. Like the gameplay's been described as rote, or just monotonous and very kind of by the numbers. And I can see people have a very valid complaint there. It just, that particular style works for me. That's the type of game I like, where I control the pacing of the game. I control how powerful I get depending on how much I want to go out of my way and do stuff. So it's that type of game. It's not it's not linear at all, in the sense where it's like, if you want to rush the story missions, you could, but there's so much more to do. It's all about really, exploration's kind of the name of the game. Sorry, did you have a question on Summercrown?
I was just gonna ask, do you find it similar to like Assassin's Creed games, where it's like climb a tower, explore an area, find the collectibles,
So
all very similar kind of mechanics to that?
So that sounds precisely what this game is like. I can't answer that question because I've never played an Assassin's Creed game.
Sounds like if you love Ghost of Tsushima, you would love an Assassin's Creed game.
So I'm going to agree with that, because I have a friend, Alice. She lives in London, and she's crazy for Assassin's Creed, and she stopped by one of my streams to look at it and was watching, and she's like, have you ever played Assassin's Creed? And I'm like, no. And she's like, oh, it's just like this, you'd love it. I don't know if they've remastered those, or if I could even get those on PS4, or if I have to pick them up at a certain place. Because basically, I know Assassin's Creed replaced Prince of Persia as Ubisoft's annual thing, so I don't even know how many of them there are now. How many do you need to
12.
play? 12 games. How many do you need for the story to understand what's going on?
It depends on which one you want to jump into. So Assassin's Creed 2 has 2 direct sequels, and it does tie into Assassin's Creed 1, but you don't need to have played it, right? Assassin's Creed 3 is its own thing. It does tie into 2 and 1, but you don't need to have played any of them. They're all fairly standalone, but there is a greater story going on, at least up until 4, which is about when I stopped playing.
Mm-hmm.
When they abandoned it entirely.
Yeah, pretty much. When they were like, oh, yeah, people actually really dig the go back in time and, stuff, and don't really care about the modern day story. So they kind of dropped it. But most of them, I believe, they're just standalones. You can play them without playing the others.
Because, yeah, 3 is the American Revolution one, and 4 is the pirate one, right? Because I was looking at the...
Yeah, Pirates.
Yeah.
The best pirate game.
I would love to play that game. I have pirate games on PS2, and Sid Meier's Pirates. I love pirates. So if I ever did pick one of these to be, it would be probably 4, so I can do that. So I don't know if they've remastered that, or how it's available. Or did it come out on PS4? Was it a PS3 game? As I said, I didn't...
It was a PS3 game, but it's available on PC.
See, I don't...
Get it on PC.
Oh, play it on my toaster? Okay.
Yes. Oh, never mind. If it's a toaster, I take that back.
Guys, I have a laptop from the start of 2014 that I bought for $300. That's an Acer. It's falling apart. I can't run anything on it. It's my Netflix and Discord machine. Although I am thinking I need to update soon, and I'm pretty sure that they're... Because I don't really want to get since I'm planning to move soon and stuff, I don't really want to get a big, bulky, actual PC at the moment. If I did get a new computer, it would probably be a laptop. But I think they have gaming laptops that are able to handle games like that now, don't they?
Easily, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, so...
You're going to pay more than if it's a desktop, but yeah.
Yes. Well, I mean, that being said, too, maybe one day I'll just find... I know they have those websites where you can... I think it's... Isn't it cheaper just to buy a PC in parts and then get it put together as opposed to buying a pre-built?
I mean, yeah, it was
be.
more the case 5-10 years ago, but I don't know. I kind of feel like there are pretty good options for pre-built in 2020.
I could get a desktop, and then I can actually start playing StarCraft, and then I'll just pass you guys in 3v3, troll you guys nonstop.
Yes. Also, if you're just trying to play StarCraft 2, the demands are not that much at all.
Yeah, as I said, I don't think... I mean, my partner has a computer, and I put StarCraft on it, and I know it can run it. I played it a couple games with someone from your Discord. We played a couple of co-op games together, and I know it can run at least that. It's just difficult. I'm so not used to it. I think the hardest thing for me when I'm looking at StarCraft 2 is what I can't remember is, how zoomed in it is. I'm, trying to roll back to be I need to see, more. It's too close, and I can understand, why... microing and stuff can be so difficult. It's God damn, you can't see anything around you half the time. But yeah, so for Ghost of Tsushima, I would completely recommend it. If you like sandbox games, apparently if you like Assassin's Creed games, I say it's for you. Apparently, I posted something in the Discord yesterday. Apparently, it's like record breaking for a first party PS4 game launch in Japan. Like it's just doing insane numbers there, and it's it's really good. I can see why. So it's definitely worth checking out. I'll be streaming it if you all want to swing by sometime. Hint, hint. But that's all up to you, of course.
All right, sounds good. JLC, 2 thumbs up on Ghost of Tsushima. Wait, is it Ghosts or Ghost?
Ghost of Tsushima, because you
Ghost of Tsushima.
are the Ghost of Tsushima. So.
Oh, spoiler alert! You are the ghost.
Yeah,
got it. Fantastic. All right, good stuff. So with that, I'm going to do a quick sports minute because the ball sports I care about are back.
Yeah, we're way over time.
You thought you escaped.
I thought we're way over time.
Nope.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
All right. So the NBA is back, which I'm very excited about. So far, this whole bubble concept at Walt Disney World is working. No new cases of the corona for anybody inside the bubble, which is exactly what they were going for, and it's fantastic. Way to go, NBA. Way to come up with something that works as far as keeping people safe and healthy and still playing in the NBA. So yeah, the West playoff race is pretty nuts. The Blazers are trying to make it in. They have actually the best odds to make it in of anybody who's not inside the playoffs in the West now. They're going to be pretty good. I think they're going to make it. And on the other side, basically the playoffs are set. The teams that are not in are not going to make it in. And my pick to win the NBA championship is the Milwaukee Bucks. I think they are a more cohesive team compared to the Los Angeles Lakers and the LA Clippers. I don't know. They've been together for most of the year, and their season got cut short back in March like everybody else. So I'm not entirely sure they have the teamwork that they need. But then again, Kawhi Leonard showed up in Toronto for 2019, and they won the NBA championship, and he's on the Clippers now. So I don't know. We'll see how Kawhi does. But again, the Bucks are my pick. Giannis is incredible, and I think he will solve the problem of running into the Celtics and their wall. So that is my pick, and that is the end of the Sports Minute.
You're not going to go for the Jazz?
I am not. The Jazz, they're the 4th in the West. They're a good team this year, but they lost Bogdanovich, their starting shooting guard, to wrist surgery. So without him, no, it's not happening. They need his scoring. They're going to be good defensively, and they'll be okay on offense, but they can't score enough, in today's NBA especially, to win the championship. There's just no way.
See, this is great for me because when it comes to picking a team, I only really have one that I can really fall to. So I'll just have to go for Toronto, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. Toronto, they're doing good. I mean, they lost Kawhi Leonard last year. They won the title in 2019, like I said. They lost Kawhi immediately in the summer, but they're number 2 in the East. So, it's possible. I wouldn't put any money on them not being the champions. They're a really good team, top to bottom. They just don't have that star that you kind of need if you're going to win a title. So, I don't know. Wouldn't be shocked. Wouldn't be shocked at all. JLC could get another Canadian championship to be proud of.
Why doesn't Australia get a team, Samacron? Jeez.
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening.
He zones out hard for the Sports Ball Minute.
Okay, good to know.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's it for the Sports Ball Minute. Thank you for listening to the Falcon Paladin Hour Extended Edition with JLC. Go ahead and you can check out the merchandise available in the show notes, as well as a link to the Patreon page for the podcast itself if you want to support it directly. And until next time, as always, thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for joining us. Join the Discord if you want to hang out with us some more. And until next time, as always, stay safe, stay healthy, and take care of yourselves.